right now, somewhere on Earth, millions of people are driving to work. Planes are crossing oceans. Factories are running at full speed. And entire economies are burning through oil. But almost all of it depends on one tiny strip of water most people have never even heard of. A place so important that if it shuts down for even a few days, fuel prices could explode, stock markets could panic, and global powers could move dangerously close to war. And the most terrifying part, this narrow waterway sits directly beside one of the most unstable regions on Earth. This is the Strait of Hormuz, the tiny choke point that quietly controls the modern world.
Welcome to ParDocs. Real stories, deep impact.
On a map, the Strait of Hormuz doesn't look important. It's just a narrow passage between Iran and Oman. At its narrowest point, only around 33 kilometers wide. But appearances can be deceptive, because every single day, gigantic oil tankers carrying millions of barrels of oil squeeze through this route. Oil from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, the UAE, all flows through Hormuz before reaching the rest of the world. Nearly 1/5 of global oil trade passes through this single choke point. Which means this tiny waterway helps power cities, economies, transportation, industries, and entire nations. In many ways, the modern world runs through Hormuz. The danger is not just its importance. The danger is how vulnerable it is. One conflict, one military strike, one blocked tanker could disrupt global energy markets almost instantly. And history has shown just how fragile this region can become. For decades, tensions between Iran and the United States have turned the strait into one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. Warships patrol these waters constantly. Fighter jets monitor the skies above it. Oil tankers move through under heavy security. Because everyone understands one terrifying reality. If Hormuz closes, the consequences would spread across the planet. Iran controls the northern coastline of the strait. And over the years, Iranian leaders have repeatedly warned that if their country faces major military pressure or economic sanctions, they could block the waterway entirely. Even the threat alone is enough to shake global markets, because replacing Hormuz is nearly impossible. There are alternative pipelines, but none can fully replace the massive volume of oil transported through this route every day. That gives Iran something extremely valuable: leverage. A strategic pressure point capable of affecting countries thousands of miles away, including some of the world's largest economies. To the United States, keeping the strait open is not just about oil. It's about global stability. America has spent decades building military influence in the Persian Gulf. U.S. naval fleets patrol the region continuously. Because if the flow of energy is interrupted, the effects ripple through. Financial markets, supply chains, allied nations, military operations, and the global economy itself. That's why even small incidents in Hormuz can dominate international headlines overnight. Because behind this narrow strip of water sits the pressure of the entire modern economy. So what would actually happen if the Strait of Hormuz suddenly shut down? First, oil prices would likely surge within hours. Gas prices could spike around the world. Shipping companies would scramble to reroute cargo. Stock markets could panic. Inflation could rise even further. Countries heavily dependent on imported energy would face immediate pressure. And if military escalation followed, the crisis could spiral into something far larger. Because Hormuz is not just a regional trade route. It is one of the central arteries of the global economy. The Strait of Hormuz reveals something most people never think about. In today's interconnected world, enormous global systems often depend on surprisingly fragile locations. Tiny waterways, narrow trade routes, critical choke points, places that appear insignificant on a map, but quietly influence global trade, energy prices, geopolitics, and even the balance of power itself. The modern world may seem unstoppable, but in reality, much of it depends on a few vulnerable routes that could change everything overnight. The Strait of Hormuz is small, but every single day, the world economy places enormous trust in its stability. Because if this narrow passage is ever fully disrupted, the consequences would reach nearly every corner of the planet. And that is why one of the smallest waterways on Earth has become one of the most powerful. Subscribe to ParDocs for more cinematic documentaries uncovering the hidden systems shaping our world.